How y'all doing? So, I've just been so dang busy. I didn't be able to take the dogs for a walk, and on top of that, it's kind of been hot today. It's like 3:30, and it's only 90 degrees, so that ain't too bad. But I'm exhausted, man. I've just been doing some real physical work the past week, just helping my cousins empty out my uncle's house, because they sold it, because they live out of state and they couldn't get the like piano and big stuff out of the house. I posted a video earlier about that shooter. I'll post some of it on this one. I took it down. I didn't, because what I posted ended up, right after I posted it, some of it ended up not being true, so I just took it down. And so I didn't want to misrepresent anything. But so here's a guy that says, hey, instead of sending $40 billion overseas, so check this out.
Sending $40 billion outside of the country. I think that we could probably find better use of those funds to go towards things like, protecting people in our own country, protecting our schools. All right? Somebody has to pull the trigger on a firearm, right? Common sense. All right? So let's stop the anti-gun, the anti-Second Amendment rhetoric, and let's get smart, people.
Abbott and some of the Texas, Abbott and Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick and Ted Cruz and some law enforcement people trying to give a press conference, and Beto busted in. But check.
Excuse me.
Sit down.
You're out of line and an embarrassment.
Hey, sit down and don't play this.
The next shooting is right now, and you are doing nothing.
No, he needs to get his ass out of here. This isn't the place to talk this over.
This is totally predictable when you...
Sir, you're out of line. Sir, you are out of line. Sir, you are out of line. Please leave this auditorium. I can't believe you're a sick son of a bitch that would come to a deal like this to make a political issue.
Yeah, you want me to come in? So we're following some developments here at this news conference here in Uvalde right now. That is Beto O'Rourke, who is telling the governor of Texas right now another shooting is going to happen, essentially putting the onus on the governor and the leadership in Texas right now, confronting him face to face.
Apparently this is off the shooter's Instagram. And I'll try to post everything that I have here. He has a, it's kind of like a GoFundMe. He's trying to recruit this girl into going into these schools prior to the shooting. It's pretty sick, but...
Rocked out, fell off, turned up, I see me now. I know you pussy niggas hating, they wanna lay.
What's her name? Kellyanne Conway went on to The View, and wow, surprisingly, Whoopi Goldberg showed up and stood up for her. That's kind of surprising, but check it out. It's good that she did. I mean, we should start
respectfully.
But Trump is your party.
Yeah. Hold on. I write extensively in this book that I am the closest person to Donald Trump to tell him the earliest that he came up short. It broke my heart. I wanted him to get reelected, and I only wish that the people who were in charge of his 2020 campaign, with the $1.4 billion that they wasted, had won outright and overwhelmingly. He should have won huge. He had all these accomplishments. He's running against a guy who's stuck in the basement, and you're in the middle of a pandemic. You say, folks, don't change.
Why does he continue? Why does he continue to lie?
Let me do something before you say anything else. Listen, this is The View, and this is her view, and she's talking about how she feels and what she knows. Please don't boo her.
Right. I think they're doing Biden staying in the basement.
All right, I got this picture of this woman, and there was an article posted on social media, and I made the comment that I don't think that they should you should stigmatize kids, calling them trans kids, or get them anything, just do anything of this. Kids look for their parents for guidance. I don't think you should call them trans kids, transition them early, set them up with blockers, any of that. I don't think you should do it when they're kids. I think anyone that does do it, they're going to get sick of all the medical treatment that it takes, and then they're going to get medical problems. I knew of probably two of the first transgenders. They were both gay, like men, and they transitioned to women. Well, and they ended up getting sicker than a dog, man. Like, one of them had cancer, and I was working in a spinal cord unit, and she came to the spinal cord unit because the cancer got into her spinal cord and it paralyzed her, and she needed the facilities there. And then the other one would come and visit her because they were a couple. they went from being a gay couple to a lesbian couple, or trans lesbian couple. I don't know how you call it. But this is this is in the 90s, okay? And when she started going to chemo, they couldn't give her I don't know, her therapy or whatever for the transgender, and she started growing a beard because she didn't have anyone to shave her, and it was I don't know, and that's kind of like when I had a flag, well then and I asked what I thought was her sister, but they just introduced themselves as sisters in public because they just didn't want any grief. And she goes, well, we're not really sisters. We're a couple, and we're both transgender. Well, through the course of this lady's cancer treatment, the partner came in, and she was in a wheelchair, and I was like, what happened? She goes, my bones have gotten all brittle and stuff. And then that's when I started asking people about the whole trans thing. And they said that's what those medicines do. And both these women were, I was probably 38, 39. And so my dad was probably about 70. And my dad looked younger than they did. Okay. And they were still, they were like in their mid to late 50s, and just looked terrible. And, you have to, it's a commitment to an ongoing process, but it's horrible. Cool. Many people kind of think of a bobcat as like a large house cat. They're everywhere around here. And, they're capable of, like a large adult bobcat's capable of taking down a small white-tailed deer. Like one that's, a year or two old that isn't real muscled up or anything, like a small buck or a small doe. But they're capable of doing it. So this is a video about that. It's pretty cool. All right, here's a little something a little funny. All right, check this out. I just found out. It's probably pretty old, but check it out. Appreciate fitness, so check this out.
Going for a jog. I need to show you my awesome views.
The new press secretary, she's a real winner. All right, so much for affirmative action. Check this out.
A long line to get into this country legally. Is there any kind of discussion about giving people who are coming here the right way money?
Why would we be giving people who are coming here the right way money?
Why are you giving people who came here the wrong way?
I mean, but I...
Oh, snap! I like Manchin because he just kind of is a no-nonsense. He's what the Democratic Party used to be. And I'm glad he's holding his gun and not caving in. That's all. I mean...
Sorry, I am sitting in this hearing and not...
My God, somebody, it shuts it down. It shows what your intent is. Yes, we can. We'll get copies for every... Basically, it says, Secretary Holland provides updates on offshore leasing program during the Senate testimony. During testimony before the U.S. Senate Committee on Energy and Natural Resources today, Secretary of the Interior, Deb Haaland, confirmed that despite delays in implementation from the previous administration, the Interior Department will release the proposed program, the next step in the 5-year offshore energy planning process, by June 30th, 2022, which is the expiration of the current program. A proposed program is not a decision to issue specific leases or to authorize any drilling or development. So we're going to do the proposal, but it doesn't guarantee they're going to do any leasing at all.
Thanks for watching. I got a big old pile of mulch in the back of my truck. I've got it. Let's see. Got it. Like it's nasty. It was free mulch, and I went and got it, and I regret getting it because, like the city, they mulch this like all these branches up. I barbecued with it last night because there were such big chunks in there. My brother goes, "Just killing?" I go, "No, it was like logs, man." So, but anyhow, that's what I'm doing, man. I'm tired. I'm on like a 6-7 day like work, physical labor that I've been doing the past couple of days. But y'all, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment below.